Welcome back, scholars. Nefertari and Kenjay here with Week 8, Lesson 36 of our distance learning lesson. From today's video, you can expect the following: a list of the resources and materials, a brief overview of learning needed for this lesson, a modeling of the reading, thinking, speaking, and writing required, and a preview of what's to come. Yesterday, we engaged in a first read activity. Can you guess what we're going to do today? That's right, a close read. Today, we'll engage in a depth of analysis of our text, The World is Neither Good or Bad. Always remember to share your learning with a family member, caregiver, or friend. Complete the weekly fluency activity using a page from your text, and do at least 20 minutes of additional reading every day. Our riddle of the day is simple. How does a penguin build houses? How does a penguin build houses? He glues it together. He glues it together. Yeah, we have a picture of an igloo, and it's not truly glued together, but you get the picture. All right. The materials you'll need for today's lesson are very simple. They're always accessible to everyone. Today we're on lesson 36. You can find that on page 103 of your packet. You'll need your note catcher that's found on page 104, your text. We're going to closely read it, so let's go to pages 96 to 98 for that, and then you'll need a pencil or a pen. The focus for this week is that we're engaging in our text, The World is Neither Good or Bad, a news article, and we're keeping these guiding questions in mind. How can our beliefs about the world affect our minds? And how is our life's destiny determined by our own positive thinking? Here's our learning target for today. I can use the close reading guide to annotate, question, and conclude while reading the text. Today we'll start by rereading our text. Now, because we're close reading, we're not reading aloud, and we're going to go back to specific sections so that we can get a deeper understanding of what we've read. We'll think about this question: how has using a close reading guide improved your analytical reading ability? We'll talk, as always, with a family member, caregiver, or friend. And today I'd like for you to talk about the overall theme of destiny and how new knowledge has added to your knowledge of destiny. And then we'll engage in our close reading writing activity. Let's start with read and think. As you read, think about the following question: how has using a close reading guide improved your analytical reading skills over time? Let's quickly model what you can expect in our close read today. Let's use the same portion of the text that we read aloud yesterday, paragraphs 1 through 3. Now, when we read those paragraphs, there were certain things that stood out, and I'll show you how I annotated them here. First off, paragraph 1 notes that psychologists have spent decades studying how our core beliefs about ourselves shape our actions and how we feel about our lives. So, if we believe our future is gloomy, we're more likely to be depressed. What I annotated here in our text already is that following this logic, if we believe our future is bright, we're more likely to be positive and happy. Then, in the second paragraph, I was careful to annotate that there is a difference between mental illness and depression, that mental illness can be treated. It's much more serious than depression, but it can be treated with medication and therapy. I thought that was important. And then, of course, I underlined and highlighted everything about the growth mindset because I also felt that was important to my understanding in closely reading the text. By reading paragraph 3, we could see that the growth mindset was defined, and now we know that the growth mindset is feeling like we have control over our future and having a positive outlook or an ability to shape our lives. Next, talk with a family member, caregiver, or friend about what you've learned from this article so far. Write in your note catcher. Use the Jumpstart section to talk about how our tweets and our social media posts have helped scientists and researchers to learn about our worldviews. Yes, your tweets, your social media posts have helped researchers. And then you'll find our close reading guide where we can write down what we annotate, question, and conclude. As always, if you get stuck or have any questions, don't hesitate to email your teacher for support. As a preview of what we'll learn tomorrow, we'll develop a deeper understanding and an appreciation for the growth mindset as a positive outlook on life. Thank you for learning with me today. We've come to the end of our lesson, but as always, I'd like to remind you to talk about your lesson with someone, read for 20 minutes per day, and practice your reading fluency using a page of your weekly reading or the reading material of your choice. Bye-bye. See you tomorrow.